All right. All right. It looks like we are live. What is going on, Beehive? How is your week going? And matter of fact, how was your week last week? Because we took a hiatus last week. Don't know why, don't know how, but it happened. A busy week for me last week. So let me know how your week was going. And then let me know how your week is going so far this week. For those of you who do not know me, I am Boss Attorney Bree. Here on this channel, we cover celebrity lawsuits, trademark lawsuits, copyright lawsuits, and really whatever the heck we feel like covering for the moment. And today we are going to be doing kind of like a hodgepodge of cases that probably don't go together, but I found them interesting. So hopefully you guys will find them interesting. In addition to me finding them interesting, there's some updates on some cases that we have covered before. So we're going to jump into those. You can see the people on the thumbnail. You can guess what case we're going to cover. I gave a little bit more detail into the thumbnail. Let me know if you guys can guess the case or if you know what's going on with some of the cases. Like I said, some are some updates. One of the cases we covered on this channel, which was a pretty funny episode if you missed it. And we're going to be updating it today. And then, of course, I completely missed all of Murdaugh last week, so I will be looking to the updates in the chat from you guys. For those of you watching on the replay, updates in the comments from you guys, and then we're going to briefly talk about Murdaugh. I watched his son's testimony today, and that's about it since we covered last week. So I am looking forward to what you guys have noticed in the case, what you're thinking about the case. And we're going to get to that case probably last because I'm sure a lot of you have a lot to say about that case. And then let's see, we got a new case that we're introducing, which wasn't really a case. It settled out pretty quickly. So it's going to be a brief little skim over that. And then we have an update on Megan Thee Stallion Markle already because they had the one of the hearings for the motion to dismiss. So we're going to take a brief look into that. But let me know how you guys are doing. If you have not already, make sure to hit the like button. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. We are on the road to 50K this year. We're going to speak it into existence. Hopefully we hit it. So if you like legal talk and you like to joke around about legal talk, this is the place for you. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Let me check out who is watching in the live. I'm happy to have everyone here live today. We have Anissa Howard saying hi, Bree. Hello and welcome back to the live stream. Nice to have you here. We have Swat Watson saying hi, Bree. Love your hair. Thank you. Alpha actually chose this hairstyle, so we can give props to him for that. And thank you so much for the compliment and joining us live today. We have our Bauer25 saying hi, Bree. Hello. Welcome to the live stream. We have Lynn saying hi, Bree. Hello. Welcome to the live stream. Nice to have you here. We have Deacon Fatal, a member and moderator of the channel, helping keeping those crazy bots out of our chat. Deacon Fatal saying hi, Boss Attorney Bree in chat. Well, I made barbecue sauce for the first time, which was a lot of fun. Mom enjoyed it, and then I burnt the beef ribs. That's a way not to end very goodly, but I'm happy that you made the barbecue sauce. I hope the barbecue sauce was good, and I hope you had something to put on there. They are dead to me. Okay. The thing is like there's this barbecue spot. I guess it's a chain restaurant. It's called Lucille's, and they sell burnt beef tips. So could you not have made it into like a meal, or were they burnt too bad? Let us know in the chat. We have Tanya D, another member and moderator of the channel. I think Tanya D is our longest member of the channel. Welcome back to the live stream. Saying hi, Bree. Hello, welcome in, welcome in. We have Deacon Fatal says, yeah, that Murdaugh case was weird because who points to a gun to the prosecution? What lawyer does that? See, I did not see what the context was on that. I only listened to Buster's. Why would they call him Buster? But Buster's, I only listened to Buster's testimony today. I wasn't really watching. So whose testimony did he do that during? I get he is probably like frustrated with the case and he probably is annoyed with the prosecution, but why point the gun at them? we're going to get into it. Let me know in the chat what you guys think about it, if you heard about it. And if you heard about it, what you think about it. Everyone saying hi to each other. Mary Ann Williams, another member of the channel, saying hi. Bree Hive, hope everyone is having a great evening. We are. Well, I am. I can't speak for everyone else. So go ahead and drop in the chat how your evening is going. It is nice to have you back here, Mary Ann Williams. Deacon Fiddle saying hi to Mary Ann. Tiny D says, I'm mentally tired, but completed my certificate program in women's entrepreneurship. Oh, awesome. Congratulations. Big whoops to you. I can't drop anything in the chat, but if I could, I would do the raise the roof. Raise the roof. Good job, Tanya D, on completing your certificate program. Nissa Howard said, burnt ribs are still yummy. It's on the menu. It is on the menu. I'm wondering if they're still good. Deacon Fatal said, leave me alone. I'm assuming that hers weren't good. I'm assuming those ones weren't good. It's okay. It's okay. We all try. Sometimes we fail, but hopefully next time they'll go good. Deacon Fatal says, I could have, but no, they couldn't be saved. They cannot be saved. The burnt beef tips cannot be saved, guys. Maybe next weekend. Deacon Fatal says, a hot mess. JR says, Richard Alexander Murdaugh, aka Buster. I don't like that nickname, but to each their own. To each their own. It kind of sounds like a dog's name, but yeah. I don't want to talk about him too much. He went through a lot. All right. Deacon Veda says, nice to Tanya D. Yes, congratulations on passing that program. Tanya D says, the Bree Hive is a breath of fresh air. I like it here. Well, we are happy to have you here. Honestly, guys, I don't know what happened last week. I only meant to take off. I know what happened. I only meant to take off Valentine's Day. But then I went on a trip over the weekend and I had to do my hair. I had like an afro going on all last week and still needed to go to the gym. No, I didn't even go to the gym last week. The afro, the work, all of those things stopped me from being here live. But I'm happy to be back. It is a breath of fresh air just to get on here and talk about the craziness that is going on in the world and ignore the craziness in our own world. So I'm happy to be here. I'm happy that it's a breath of fresh air for you guys too. Deacon Fatal says they weren't, but the sauce was nice. I've never made barbecue sauce, so we might have to try that sauce, Deacon Fatal. Nissa Howard says my nickname is Scooter after a baseball player, Scooter Rivera. See, I've heard of that. I like that nickname, but Buster, I don't. It just reminds me of a dog. Scooter does not remind me of a dog. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about the nickname. But that's everyone, or that's all the greetings in the chat for now. We'll jump back in the chat in just a moment. But like I said, we do have an update in the case. So you guys see who's on the thumbnails. Who are you interested in hearing about? Do you want to talk about 50 Cent? This is a case that we covered in the past that was very interesting. It has to do with whether or not he got enhancements to his nether regions with a male enhancement surgery place. I don't even know what you want to call it, but people were put the Shaderoom and some others basically insinuated that 50 Cent, the rapper producer, whoever the heck he is now, got enhancements to his male parts. There's an update in that case. We also have Drake and 21 Savage who are settling on their fake Vogue album cover. Like they use the Vogue trademark for their album cover or like their song release. I can't remember exactly what it was, but they also have a settlement. That's a new case that we haven't touched on. And that's why I said it's a case, but not really because they technically already settled. We have updates with Alec Baldwin and charges being dropped. Like it already took a long time for them to bring charges. And now we're talking about charges being dropped. Let me know in the chat if you've heard about these charges being dropped. But we're going to jump into the article. I think let's start with 21 Savage and Drake because I feel like they're the least interesting. Not that they're the least interesting people, but you know, their story I think is the least interesting for me. Let's see. Boom, boom, boom. Let's go ahead and share the screen. Okay, let's make it a little bit bigger here. There we go. And then we have Drake and 21 Savage. For those of you who do not know who they are, is Drake a rapper or a R&B singer? What is Drake at this point? 21 Savage is a rapper. they both make music. Let's just put it there. Drake is a singer and sometimes a rapper and a lover boy. I don't know what you want to call Drake, but they basically, we'll get into the article. They use the Vogue trademark in promoting their music. So guess what? They sued them. Drake and 21 Savage have avoided paying a requested $4 million for the use of a fake Vogue cover as part of the rollout of their 2022 collaboration, Her Loss. I don't think I'm even familiar with that. According to the Fader, lawyers for the two artists met attorneys for the magazine's parent company, Condé Nast, out of court and were able to settle the company's lawsuit for an undisclosed amount. As part of the settlement, Condé Nast, am I saying that right? Condé Nast also received an injunction to prevent the commercial use of the magazine trademark, including the name Vogue in perpetuity. Always a hard word. The company's attorney, Will Bowes, I'm going to go with Bowes, also stated that the payment from Drake and 21 Savage will bolster our ongoing creative output, including Vogue editorial. Yes, let's take money from Drake if he's not one of the richest performers right now. And 21 Savage, I don't really know if 21 Savage is that rich because I feel like he's like paying off some debt and that's why he has so many features. I could be wrong about that, but that's what I remember. Basically, are they going to show the cover? I don't remember if this article actually shows the cover of what they tried to do here. Yes, it does. Okay, I'll get to it in a second. For those of you who, I'm pretty sure a lot of people know what Vogue is. It's a very popular magazine, and Drake and 21 Savage basically use Vogue as part of their promotion for their songs, right? Let's see what else it has to say, and then let's look at what they did to see if it looks like an actual Vogue cover. So ahead of the release of their chart-topping release in November 2022, the duo trolled fans and the media with a series of fake interview and performance clips, as well as a replica issue of Vogue, which they shared on social media. And then this is what they did. They basically put themselves on the cover of Vogue, which is hard to do. Yeah, you can't do that. You can't do that. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, I feel like they did pose to be on a cover of Vogue, but they just decided they were going to use it themselves and promote their song with it. So here's 21 Savage and Drake in their Vogue issue that Vogue did not release. Okay, let's see. A little over a week later, Condé Nast filed a lawsuit against the OVO hitmaker and Slaughter Gang rapper. Claiming that they have not endorsed the Her Loss promo in any way. They want their money. They want their money. When you're licensing trademarks, you want your money, which makes sense. And Drake, you have enough money to not be stealing people's trademarks. Like, I really want to know who's on the management of these rappers and singers that's just say, yeah, go ahead and use the famous trademark. They're not going to sue us. Like, they are mainly the ones that's going to sue you. Like, they have the money to sue you. But surprisingly, they were asking for only $4 million, and a licensing agreement probably could have got them more than $1 million, and they settled, which probably means they settled for less than $4 million. I don't know. Possible. The Mock magazine even included a doctor photo of Drake with long-running Vogue editor-in-chief Anna Wintour. Did it have a lady on there? Maybe it's in a different one. Okay. Let's see what else they have going on here. TMZ sources claim Drake's team were surprised and confused by the lawsuit. How are you surprised and confused by the lawsuit that you did not get permission to use their name? As other entities like Howard Stern and NPR have happily played along with the album promo run. However, Condé Nast claimed they repeatedly told reps for Drizzy and 21 Savage that they didn't have its permission to produce and distribute the magazine. You have to get that permission. What did I just do? Oh, what did you just do? Not switching to AT&T. That's not what we're doing. Okay. Along with the lawsuit, Condé Nast filed a motion to prevent Drake and 21 Savage from continuing to use their doctored image in any way. According to Billboard, the U.S. District Judge Jed Rakoff cited with during a hearing in November 9 when Rakoff ruling that the fake magazine were deceiving the public and misleading consumers, making them think that they were on a cover of Vogue when they weren't, which is a prestigious thing to do as a model, right? Judge Rakoff issued temporary restraining orders for Drake and 21 to immediately stop distributing fake magazines. According to the report, the judge's injunction suggested Condé Nast would eventually win the lawsuit altogether. So it's a good idea to settle, guys. While the lawsuit resulted in only a partial victory, Drake saw another legal win this week when his legal team succeeded in getting him out of sitting through deposition over TMZ, or sitting in a deposition for what? Over Tenacious Murder have proved successful. They were going to depose him. All right. I think that's enough of that. They basically, used Vogue's trademark without permission and decided to settle, which is a good idea because it clearly looks like a Vogue cover sheet and not cover sheet, cover page, and Vogue did not approve of it. So let me see what's going on in the chat. I don't know where we're at in the chat. I gotta find it and see what the peeps are saying. Let's see. All right, we got Ari saying, girl, I know what you mean. Took me all day to twist my hair today, shaking my head. Yeah, so most of this is crocheted, so that part was quick. It's the front twisting to make it look like it's not all crocheted. That took a while, but crochet is like the best thing that ever happened to protective hairstyles for me. Nissa Howard says, there was an actor, Buster Keaton. I am not familiar with that person. Deacon Fatal says, how old is he? If we're talking about Buster, I think he's like 26. Deacon Fatal says, why though? I don't know exactly what you're talking about referring to there. Deacon Fatal says, I heard about it. I can't remember what case we were talking about. Nissa Howard says Drake's name was called out in the Tenacious case. Yeah, so that's what part of the little article mentioned, is that he allegedly had something to do with it or knew something more than what he's probably going to present that he knows, but I don't know. Deacon Fatal says, to me, he thinks he is both. I don't know exactly. Y'all, I'm telling you, I talk and I forget what we're talking about there. Tanya D says, make sure you all do the YouTube things and hit the like button and subscribe button to support the channel. Yes, thank you for reminding us, Tanya D. Make sure you guys are hitting the like button, helping us out in the algorithm, getting some more friends over here at the Hive. Ari says Drake is a mess. Drake always has something going on. He always has something going on. Tiny D says at a mess. Deacon Fiddle says, oh, now I have to remember Title 18 again, which is good. I don't know exactly. Oh, are we talking to? I don't know exactly what we're talking. Kimmy Locker says Condé Nast, like nasty. Condé nasty. No, not nasty. Condé Nast. Okay. Looks like you said Tiny D and Deacon Fatal. Hey y'all, I'm in the middle of training that goes until 8, I think. So probably want to get to Kiki with the Hive tonight. POP, hold it down. Well, hopefully your training goes good. Thank you for popping in, Hella Swanky. Deacon Fatal says hi to Hella Swanky. Always great to see you. Of course. Tiny D said, we got you, Hella Swanky. Have a good night. Yes, of course. Hella Swanky says to Deacon Fatal, and you always hope you're well. I'm on a quick break. Okay, well, we're happy to have you in here on your quick break. All right, let's see. Y'all having a whole conversation. Deacon Fatal says, okay, question. Isn't Vogue still a fashion mag? Yes. To my knowledge, yes. If the chat knows something different, please drop it. I'm pretty sure they're still fashion. Hella Swanky says, drive-by reminder before I dip to become an official member of the Bree Hive. Hit the join button, Android/desktop or use the link that Hella Swanky made for us if you're on, I think that's still desktop, right? Thank you so much for reminding the people to join the channel, guys. We have a lot of members in the chat. The chat is always popping with members. You get cool little badges next to your name, and you get cool little emojis that StreamYard does not like to show, but you can see it in the chat. So thank you for that reminder there. Tanya D says they know better. Probably we're talking about Drake and 21 Savage. I think they thought they were going to get away with it because they are so, at least Drake is so famous. I don't know if 21 Savage is to the so famous level yet. Let me know what y'all think in the chat. Is 21 Savage famous? I don't know. Let's do a poll, actually. Is 21 Savage so famous? Oh, let's see what the chat has to say. Let's just do, is he famous? Like, I know him. He's famous to me, but I don't know if he's like famous worldwide, you know? Yes, we'll say yes. He's popping. Let's see. We got no. Who is he? And what is our rich one? I don't know. Too much money for me. I don't know. Too much money. I'm gonna put for my pay grade. Let's do that. All right. Too much money for my pay grade. We're gonna ask the community. There's the poll. Is 21 Savage famous? Or is he just kind of like he all right? Some people know him. All right. Whitney R says, they don't only want to sue you, they are legally obligated to do so to protect the trademark, or they could lose it. That is absolutely correct. If you do not protect your trademark, you lose it. In order to have a trademark, you have to be using it. And if someone else is using it on your behalf, it loses distinctiveness, and then you can lose your trademark. So Whitney R is absolutely correct. I see that we have some gifted memberships, but I cannot find it on the StreamYard. So thank you, Deacon Fatal, for gifting 5 Boss Attorney Bree memberships. Welcome to the crew. Welcome to the crew. Thank you, Deacon Fatal, for supporting the channel and getting us some new members for today. So let's see who became a member. Again, it doesn't let me pull it up on StreamYard, but we can still, or I can still see it. Here we have Jane Stoddard became a member. Welcome to the Bree Hive membership. Cheerful Bacon became a member. Welcome to the Bree Hive membership. You guys aren't commenting today. I haven't seen anything, but I know these are supporters that come in all the time here. Then we have C. Ty was gifted a membership. Kath was gifted a membership. And K for Now was gifted a membership. So welcome to the Bree Hive membership hive. What do we call it? I don't know. But welcome to the Bree Hive membership. We are happy to have you here. And Deacon Fatal, thank you again for donating or gifting 5 Boss Attorney Bree memberships. I definitely appreciate it. And the channel definitely appreciates it. Hella Slicky says, LOL, who deceived really? Nah, let me stop. Are we? So you don't believe that's a true Vogue? A true Vogue cover page? Hella Slicky says, Whitney R, wait, seriously? I didn't know that. Yes, if you don't defend your trademark, you can lose it. That is why you see Disney suing all of these small creators, even though they don't compete with Disney on the level that Disney competes on. People like to buy the authentic Disney, so they're not. Is Disney really losing money to these small Etsy shops? Probably not, but they do have to sue them, or they don't have to sue them, but they have to stop them so that they don't lose their trademark. So yes, you do have to use your trademark, and you have to protect your trademark, or you run the risk of losing it. Deacon Fatal says Drake is so used to being peen, he doesn't know how to act right. He's just like, he can basically get away with almost whatever in the industry, right? Deacon Fatal says a singer and a rapper. I'm like, what do we even call him? Remember, I don't think he can sing though, but I don't even know. Dav Omega says, what up, y'all? Hello, welcome to the live stream. Whitney R says, yeah, if you have a trademark, you have to protect the trademark or you forfeit it. Yes, you can forfeit it. Dav Omega says, Tenacious is such a tragic tale. Yes, it is. It is. I have not been keeping up with that case, though, so I don't have much comment on the full case. Jane Stoddard says, hello, Bree and Hive just arrived. I'm confused. Oh, we were talking about Drake and 21 Savage and the fact that they made their own Vogue magazine and promoted their song with it, got sued for $4 million, and now they can't use the little Vogue, not the little Vogue, but the Vogue trademark. And actually, there is a song. Was that for that song? Is that what that song is called? Where they talk about being on the cover of Vogue? Alpha listens to it all the time. It says, Drake says, like, don't tell me you model if you ain't been on Vogue. So I think he put himself on Vogue so that he can tell people he's a model. But now he got sued, so he had to take it down. Deacon Fiddle says to Dav Omega, we are up to our usual mess and learning some law. Yes, love it. Dav Omega says law is love unless you're on the wrong side of it. This is true. This is true. That's Dove Omega says Tenacious was so freaking talented and taken too soon, which happens a lot, especially in the music industry, the rap industry, right? Mr. Howard says, I am a heavy metal fan, so I don't know the rap scene. Okay. Saying all the Deacon Fatal. Tiny D says, I guess he's famous enough. I've at least heard his name. Yeah, he's one of like the newer age rappers. I would consider him. James Stewart says, I only know of Drake from his time on Degrassi. That's where he got his start. I didn't even watch Degrassi like that. I think I started watching it like towards the end. Dingy Fiddle says, I need to watch that trademark video again. Yes, I got a lot of trademark videos. If you want a trademark video, it is on my channel for sure. Hella Swaggy says, hell nah, not famous. I don't even know 21 Savage times 50 is. LOL. Okay, anyways, my break over. I'm gonna stop being bad. Y'all have fun. Looking forward to the replay. Yeah, we'll miss you in the live stream. I hope your training goes good. Dean Fatal says, no worries. Dean Fatal says, I'm counting this as tithes. Don't be trying to put me out here as a church and a nonprofit. You're gonna get me in trouble. But thank you so much for supporting the channel. Tiny D saying you're the best. Deacon Fatal, yes, of course. Ari says that's why Disney is all over the girls on Etsy. Ha ha. Yes, that is true. You gotta sue them. Well, you don't have to sue them, but you gotta send them some cease and desist letters and some DMC takedowns and all of the things. Kimmy says, hello, Swanky. Jacuzzi is a classic example of losing the rights to protect them. Yeah, same thing with you're looking at, well, I don't know if Kodak has lost theirs, but what's another really famous one where they have lost it? Band-Aid used to be a trademark and now it's not. What else? I can't think of what else has that it becomes generic. Google. I don't think Google has lost their trademark now, but they're basically making Google like a verb, Googling, and they can lose their trademark for that. But I'm not quite sure if they've lost it quite yet. Deacon Fatal said he's trying. I gotta check out some of the cases on Tenacious. Yeah, I think are they already in court? I thought they were already in court. They're still talking about a deposition. Deacon Fatal says, so he has never been in Vogue. He can't be a model because he's never, I don't know if he's been in Vogue. I just know that's a line of a song that Alpha listens to all the time. Natalie Lawyer Chick is covering the XXX case. Yes, I'm going to say yes because I know Tanya D watches her. I haven't seen it yet. Like I said, I went missing, so I will have to check up over there. Deacon Fatal seconds it. I know she watches Natalie Lawyer Chick as well, so I'm going to say Natalie Lawyer Chick is probably covering it. Dobbs Omega says Drake was on Degrassi. I didn't know that. Yeah, he was. Wasn't he like in a wheelchair for some of the time? Yeah. Mr. Howard says Tiny D. So was Ozzy Overlord. He is covering it till Friday. Yes, I think he is covering it too. So Cheryl C says, hi everyone. Hello. Welcome to the live stream. I can't talk. Deacon Fatal says, okay, I've never heard of that one. Kleenex, that was the other one. Yep, Kleenex. Jane Soder says Kleenex was one of the ones that lost their trademark. Yes, that's right. Cheryl C says a Jello, although they have their trademark still. Yes, it's become very well widely used. But I'm gonna go with what you're saying that they still have the trademark because I haven't looked at that in a long time. Ari says thermos and cellophane and App Store. Funnily enough, yes, you can lose the trademark just for being that popular, and everyone just starts using it as a generic term. Tiny D says, Tanissa Howard, never heard of that channel. I would check them out. Yes, Ozzy, he comes on some of the channels. I don't know if he comes on some of the channels, but he's in one of our group messages, so he's part of the crew. We trust him. Ari says, "Oh, and Zipper used to be trademarked too." Yes, Zipper as well. Nissa Howard says, "Tiny D, he's kind of saucy and spicy, but is nice." Yes, he is. He has a thumbs up approval if you want to watch Ozzy. He is part of the crew, so check out his channel. All right, let's see. Okay, that one went a little longer. Let's get into 50 Cent. Do you guys remember the case with 50 Cent and how basically this company uses, or this, I guess you would call it like an esthetician company where they enhance your looks, basically took a picture with 50 Cent, then posted it on their Instagram page to make it seem like 50 Cent got his, men private parts enhanced. And he's letting the people know he doesn't need any help in that department. So we covered this case last year, and now there has been some movement in the case. There has been a settlement. One of the people, or one of the entities that was sued, was the Shaderoom, which is a pretty popular news outlet on Instagram that covers like urban news and things like that. And they were one of the entities that were sued, along with the actual woman that posted it, along with her boutique or her esthetician business. But 50 Cent said it wasn't too big of a deal until Shaderoom started posting it as well, and then it reached a bigger audience. Let me know if you guys heard about this case. If you've been with me for a while, you probably did hear about it. You might have forgot about it. But we're gonna cover it a little bit today. All right, and then for the poll, we have, is 21 Savage famous? We got 6% saying yes, he's popping. We got 55% saying no, who is he? And we have 38% saying IDK, too much money from it was supposed to say for my pay grade, but obviously I typed that wrong. But too much money for my pay grade. So a lot of the chat does not know 21 Savage, which is okay. He's not. I like 21 Savage, but it's the ratchetness that I like of 21 Savage. I don't really actually relate to him because he talks about things that I don't participate in. Okay. All right. So let's see. We have 50 Cent, rapper, producer, actor. What else does 50 Cent do? A lot of stuff. Suing people, obviously. 50 Cent, no stranger to lawsuits, but he found himself in a legal battle last year over particularly odd claims. The television mogul became the focus of rumors that he underwent penis enlargement surgery by a celebrity esthetician. Though the case initially targeted Angela Kogan and her business, the esthetician said that the Shaderoom was to blame for the story spreading across the internet, leading to a lawsuit against the publication. In the lawsuit, Fifth claimed 50. I don't know why they shortened it to Fifth. 50 claimed that he deserved an apology and damages for the Shaderoom's role in exacerbating the penile implant saga. This is like ridiculous. The Shaderoom shared a photo of 50 and Kogan, which further implied that he underwent the surgery. However, Kogan pointed to TS, the Shaderoom, for sharing the photo across their massive platform with 27.7 million followers. The suit accused the Shaderoom of driving clicks and ad revenue at the expense of the truth. Her attorney added that Kogan never stated or implied that 50 Cent received plastic surgery services or penile enhancement surgery. And so one of the things that popped up in this case is that people were commenting, and she was basically commenting back with emojis rather than correcting them saying, "Oh no, he didn't get the services. I just ran into him," which 50 Cent says he literally just ran into her and he took a picture with a fan, basically. But she posted it on her Instagram, basically insinuating that he got her services. And when people said, "Oh, 50 Cent got your services," she never corrected them. And then the Shade Room posted it, who has a lot of followers, right? All right. 50 Cent and the Shade Room settle out of court. And this, I believe this is an attorney says, in other rap-related legal news out of Florida, 50 Cent has settled his claims against the Shade Room in his lawsuit against a plastic surgeon who implied he had penis enlargement surgery. Email notice to settlement just received. All other defendants remain. So he only settled out with the Shade Room. I have the order or the one of the documents that I'm going to share, which I think might also be this document that they're sharing. Though 50 Cent and Kogan will have to see each other in court, one aspect of the case has reportedly been settled. Per Los Angeles magazine Megan Cunef, the Shade Room and 50 Cent reached an agreement to settle. Jackson and the Shade Room, which is 50 Cent and the Shade Room, are in the process of executing their respective obligations pursuant to the agreement and will file a notice to dismiss with prejudice defendant the Shade Room LLC shortly thereafter, the court documents read. This aspect of the case will have no impact on the other defendants involved. A judge scheduled the trial for July 3rd for the right of publicity suit against Angela Kogan and her company, Perfection Plastic Surgery and Med Spa. Yeah, okay, we're not going to say all the words that he typed out, but 50 Cent says, "Yeah, my D is a big deal." After the trial date was announced, set for trial in July, no enhancement necessary. These fools put themselves out. They put themselves out of business. Shaking my head. However, 50 reportedly moved his lawsuit with Perfection Plastic Surgery to mediation. Perhaps the case will settle outside of court before its scheduled trial date later this year. Will help you. I'm laughing because I'm going to get into the comments in a second. They are talking about doing mediation. We'll keep you posted on more updates. Okay, so I'm laughing because what is the evidence going to be in this trial? How is he going to prove? How is he going to prove that he didn't get this thing done? Now, we can do medical records that he was never a client of this med spa. But is he going to like try to show us pictures to say, "Hey, look, it was like this before and now it is still like this. So no, I did not get a surgery"? I think they should handle this one in mediation. I honestly think they should handle this in mediation. I don't think this is something that the courtroom needs to talk about. I don't think it's something that the courtroom needs to see. If she knows that he did not get the surgery, then she needs to go ahead and settle. 50 Cent, this is not something that you need to prove your point on. We get it. She has already basically admitted that she never said you got the surgery. So I think she agrees with you that you didn't get the surgery. I don't think this is something that needs to go to the court. Let me know what you guys think in the chat. The chat is moving, so let me see if I can check out what you peeps are saying in the chat. All right, we have Tiny D said, "I didn't know zipper was ever trademarked. Learned something new today." Yes. Adabs Omega says, "Yes, I remember that. The case about 50 Cent." Deacon Fatal says, "Well, is that why he didn't want to make any more music after WAP came out?" I think he was already done making music, wasn't he? I think he's been on like a couple of features, but I don't think he really like makes music. But I could be wrong. Tiny D says, "I don't remember the 50 Cent case." Yeah, we covered it. It was a tough, funny, not a tough one to get through, but it is a little, I'm out there. Jane Stoddard says, yes, I think that was one of the first cases you were covering when I started following you. Oh, good. I'm glad you remember. Alicia G says, Emily D. Baker talked about 50 Cent case, and it was one of the funniest. Yeah, it's a little tough to get through when you're trying to keep your channel censored. I don't think Emily D. Baker, I don't think her channel's as censored as mine, but it's interesting. I wonder if she got the update. I know she's been covering Murdaugh, so I wonder if she's got this update yet. Connie Cat says he goes by Fifth now. That's what they shortened. That's what they shortened it to. I'm not gonna call him Fifth. I'm just not gonna do it. Okay. Tiny D says, really, Connie Cat, his name is not Sean Combs. We got Sean Combs, P. Diddy, Puff Daddy. Diddy. What else does he go by? Deacon Fado says, okay, rumor is the Shaderoom CEO at the time, Angelica Nwandu, screenwriter. I don't know exactly what you mean by that. Deacon Fado says, now here is where the mess comes in. Yes, this is the mess. Deacon Fado says, how old is 50 Cent? I don't know how old 50 Cent is off the top of my head. I can look it up. How old is 50 Cent? You know, we like to Google, messing up their trademark. How old? Because I'm definitely on Bing. I think he's like, is he 50 yet? Oh, he's 40. He's 47. That's what it says. And they use like such an old picture of him on Bing. Connie Cat says to Tiny D, I cannot keep up with Sean Combs' many mood changing names anymore. It'll be different. Next year. Dav Omega says Fiddle Cent. Fitty Cent. Tiny D says, right. That's why I went with his government name. Sean Combs. Deacon Fiddle says it might be I think you meant to type the erectile dysfunction pills. That is, I think, when you get older. Yeah, he's saying he didn't get anything. He didn't get anything. Tiny D said, you. Yeah. I don't think this is something that we want to actually cover in court. I think it's a funny case, to talk about on, live stream, but I don't want any jury to have to sit through that. Yes, we can go, they could say they were unable to produce any medical records, but how are they actually going to prove it? I think he's going to have to show some type of proof, and I don't think a jury should have to sit through that. Deacon Fatal says that I don't know. That would be offensive if they posted that. I skipped over the comment. You guys can read it. But yeah, that would be offensive. I did not hear about that about him, but yeah. I don't know. Deacon Beto says, I know there is a test for ED. Is there a test? Probably, huh? All right. Tanya D says, Google says he's 47. Yep, that's what I just saw the next comment. Winnie R says probably a medical exam and report. Yeah, no, but they just said he got an enlargement. That doesn't necessarily mean it doesn't work, right? If you just get on lock. I don't know. How does that even? I don't even want to know how it works. And I don't think this should go to trial. That's my opinion on it. I'm sticking to it. I don't want to know how it works. Okay. Kimmy Locker says Exhibit A, DP, DPIC. Yeah, that's basically what they're going to have to do. To say, see, it's still the same. Okay, Connie Cat, member of the channel, says maybe he wants to prove his point with before and after selfies in his phone. That's what I'm saying. Are we getting videos or are we getting photos? This is before the post. This is after the post. I'm promising you guys that I just took a picture with a fan. I did not get the services. It stresses me out just thinking about the evidence. And the one thing about it, as when I was looking up these orders, the most recent orders, they are doing discovery. They're going to have to produce records showing that he was never a patient, but she's admitting that he didn't get the surgery. So just settle outside of court. I don't know. I don't need before and after pictures. Okay. Deacon Fatal says, I don't care to learn about his peen. Not at all. Tiny D says, don't nobody want to see that. And I feel like that is where he is headed at this point. I don't know what's on his mind, but I'm feeling like that's where he's headed. If they go to mediation, I feel bad for the mediator, okay? I feel bad for his attorneys because he's probably sending his exhibits to his attorneys, but who wants to go to mediation and argue about someone's peen and whether they got it enhanced or not? I don't want to do that. I'm glad I don't do civil. Okay. Lynn says 50 Cent to trial would be a laugh riot to watch as an observer. Imagine if it was live streamed. Deacon Pedro says, LOL, stop. So now you telling me he gave up on music because goes by fifth? Oh no. Okay, let me see where we're at here. That the owner of the Shaderoom is a screenwriter. I think she is. I don't know for sure though. Deacon Fail says, yep, that's about the time. Lynn said, for as far as him being 47. Does that? No, I don't know. I wouldn't know. Lynn says, Emily D. Baker covering a 50 Cent trial would be so much fun. It'll be hilarious. Dowsby says 47 poser. Asher's mom says, hi everyone, hello, welcome into the live stream. I'm not saying that word on my on my channel. Spelling, please. I know it was typed wrong earlier. Lynn says 50 Cent After Dark. That's what the trial is going to be called. Saying hi to Asher. Deacon Fiddle says, yes, there is a test because veterans get them. I didn't know. And I still don't want to know about it. I don't want to know about it. Not my business. Deacon Fiddle says, for different reasons, but yeah, there is a test. Deacon Fiddle says, I don't want to see that at all. And I don't think a jury does. A jury of his peers, a jury of his non-peers, a jury of anyone. I don't think the judge wants to see it, okay? I don't want to know about it. Tiny D says he just likes attention. But he's also going to get his money. And we'll be seeing if the Shaderoom is going to come out with an apology to him as well. Moonlight Perfection says medical exam to prove no evidence of surgery. That might be better. That's not where my brain went, but that might be better. But how many opinions does he have to get? Does he have to get expert testimony? They can examine the pictures and give their expert testimony, but also while being on the stand, while also giving a report. But I just don't think it needs to go to trial. I don't think it needs to go to trial. I think it needs to stay where it is. Dav Omega says Fitty needs some rhino, which is a that's what she was insinuating it. And honestly, if you guys check out when we first covered this case, there was no way she did not think she was insinuating it. She was going viral for the post and it embarrassed 50 Cent. And one thing about 50 Cent, if he gets embarrassed, he's going to make sure not only he's going to feel it, but you're going to feel it as well. If you guys have not already, make sure to hit the like button. Help us out in the algorithm. And if you're not subscribed, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Help us out and get us to 50K subscribers this year. Hopefully we'll get there. Deacon Fatal says, I unfortunately have to know about these facts. Why? As far as the actual test and things, or actually 50 Cent's facts. Lynn says 50 Cent would bring a new definition to Brooks' exhibiting. I wanted to end. Like, I thought it was a funny case, but thinking about it going to trial in July in the hot summer, I don't know. Biographer says, hi, Bree. Sorry to miss the live. That's okay. We are happy to have you popping in. Hopefully you can catch the replay. Dingy Fatal says, I hope they do give an apology. I think that might be one of the things that have to come out of this with the settlement. Deacon Fatal says it can be a test. Yes, they can do a test. Deacon Fatal says, what did 50 do to start this mess? He took a picture with the owner of the business. Apparently, he was just walking around. The lady asked him to take a picture. He took a picture with her. Next thing he know, his face is plastered on her penile surgery Instagram page, and people are assuming that he got some things changed there. Marianne Williams says ED meds are actually first used for people with a lung condition. Then they realized it could be used for other things. Yeah, I think I remember hearing about that too. Biobiography says, hi, Bree. Sorry to miss the live. Dropping in to like. Well, thank you for hitting the like. Hopefully, we'll catch you on the next one. Deacon Fatal says, the test. Tiny D says, when you said rhino pills, I thought about the movie Glass Onion, if anyone saw that. I don't think I've ever seen that. Deacon Fatal says, that's it. Are we talking about, I don't know exactly what you're referring to about that's it. Yeah, that's poo. I don't know what you're referring to. But yes, hopefully they can figure out how to get rid of this thing in mediation, arbitration, whatever they need to go through to get rid of this thing. Because I don't think it needs to go to trial. You're going to have medical examiners looking at it. You're going to have records showing that he was never a patient. She has already admitted that he didn't get it done. So what are we going to trial for? To prove a point? I mean, right to publicity, sure. If he wanted to promote that he got the magic stick and he got this is real. Look, I did not rewatch my video last time, but some of those his songs with all the innuendos in them, a lot of those came out in the last live stream. So if you missed it, go back and check it out. Okay, let's see. We got 50 Cent out though, or let's look at the order actually. Or the minutes or whatever this is, notice of settlement. And then we'll move on from 50 Cent and whether or not he got his penal enhancement. All right, we have a notice of settlement between Jackson and the Shaderoom only, pursuant to local rule 16.4. Curtis Jackson, aka 50 Cent, by and through his undersigned counsel, hereby gives notice that he has reached an agreement to settle with defendant the Shaderoom LLC, also doing business as the Shaderoom TSR, in the above captioned action. I like that. Jackson and TSR are in the process of executing their respective obligations pursuant to the agreement and will file a notice of voluntary dismissal with prejudice of defendant, the Shaderoom LLC, shortly after. And so this is some of them we haven't seen where it was with prejudice, which basically means he cannot bring them back to court for the same incident. Now, if they post another picture with him insinuating that he got an enhancement, then they can bring him back. But for this particular incident, they cannot bring him back. This notice does not apply to defendant Angela Cogan, so she's still got to figure out what she's going to do and what she's going to pay and what apology she's going to give, because I'm pretty sure an apology is going to be in there, or they're going to have to come out and say, no, his is real. Well, I'm not even going to go into it. They're going to have to come out and say something to save him from that embarrassment that he suffered. And then the Perfection Plastic Surgery, they are still listed as defendants in this situation, but the Shaderoom is being dropped out of there. So they will be saved. Shaderoom will be saved. That's the end of 50 Cent and his, well, it's not the end of the dysfunction because there are still two defendants left, which would be Angela and her company. So really piercing the corporate veil may happen. Who knows? She's the one that posted it on her individual Instagram, I believe, and the business Instagram. So could we be talking about piercing the corporate veil? Possibly. How much money is she really making that she's going to be able to dish out to 50 Cent? Does 50 Cent really just want an apology? All the things, all the questions that need answers. What do you guys think? Do you guys think she should pay like a lot of money, or should she just do an apology? All right. We got a lot of comments coming in where you guys are kind of like chatting with each other. So I'm probably going to skip those. Let's see. We have Jennifer Schufer saying, thank you, Bree. Caught the last half of the live. Well, welcome in. Nice to have you here. Let's see. Everyone saying welcome in, welcome in. Deacon Fatal saying BRB. All right. And then Asher Mama saying that is so crazy. Yes. My opinion is that I just hope it doesn't go to trial. For his sake. For his sake, for his kids' sake. Even though he doesn't get along with some of his kids, but that's another story for a different day. We'll see. We'll see what she has to do. Apology, money. Who knows? It's probably going to be both. As Nissa Howard says, she should do, or she should be both. It's probably going to be both. We'll be keeping an eye out on the Shade Room to see if they come out with an apology. We'll see a post about 50 Cent, I'm sure, soon hereafter. All right. Enough with the fun cases. Do we call them fun? Those are fun. Those are fun. We had 50 Cent and whether he got his nether regions enhanced. And then we had Drake and 21 Savage pretending to be on Vogue. You can't tell me, Murdaugh, if you ain't been on Vogue. Let me not get in trouble for copyright, right? And now we're getting on to the more heavier stuff. We're going to be talking about Alec Baldwin in dropping charges that we literally just got, 2-3 weeks ago? 2 or 3 weeks ago? And they're talking about dropping charges. And if you don't know what we're talking about Alec Baldwin, the producer, and I believe he was the director on that movie as well, where he discharged a firearm that ended up killing, I can't remember her exact position, but killing her on the set. And they took about a year and a half to bring charges against him. They brought charges against him at the end of February. Yeah, about 3 weeks ago, if that, maybe even 2 weeks ago. And now they're already dropping charges. And we covered this a couple of weeks ago. I said, I think if it goes to trial, they're going to drop it either right before trial and give him a plea deal, or they're going to take it to trial and he's going to be found not guilty. They're already talking about dropping charges. So let me know if you guys have heard about these charges being dropped. And we're going to get right into it. Check out what's going on with Baldwin. We have Alec Baldwin. DA drops top charge in fatal rush shooting of, is her name Helena Hutchins? Let's see what they have to say going on here. Here's our good friend Alec Baldwin. You know, we got two Alexes that, shoot guns when they're not supposed to, allegedly. Let's see. Santa Fe District Attorney Mary Carmack Atwies, is that how you say her name? Is dropping the top charge. It took her a year and a half to even bring the charges, and she's already dropping the main charge against Alec Baldwin in the fatal shooting of Rush cinematographer Helena Hutchins. I'm changing her name completely. ABC News reports that DA's office announced Monday that Baldwin will no longer face a gun enhancement charge, which carried a 5-year sentence if convicted. Baldwin's legal team argued that he was being unconstitutionally charged under a version of the firearm enhancement statute that took effect in May 2022, more than 6 months after the deadly accident occurred on the set in the Western film in October 2021. Basically saying that they cannot charge him for a law that was not in existence at the time that the accident occurred, right? Which makes sense, but geez Louise, lady, it took you a year and a half to bring this. Why didn't you think of this? Like, this looks so bad, dropping a charge. Like, that looks so bad. Okay. Baldwin still faces the charge of involuntary manslaughter, which carries a lesser sentence of a whopping 18 months if convicted. It has been over 18 months since the accident happened, so he would be serving less time then, okay? In order to avoid further litigious distractions by Mr. Baldwin and his attorneys, not you blaming them for bringing the wrong charges. Come on now. The district attorney and the special prosecutors have removed the firearm enhancement in the involuntary manslaughter charges and the death of Helena Hutchins on the Rust film set. Carmack, that's what we're going to call her, Carmack, said in a statement, the prosecution's priority is securing justice, not securing billable hours for a big city attorney. Why do you care? You're not paying the attorney's fees. Why do you care if he spends a lot of money on his attorneys? ABC described the dropped gun enhancement charge as a legal win for Baldwin, who is scheduled to make his first court appearance this Friday. Oh, I did not realize that. So I'll be checking in on that on Friday. According to the Hollywood Reporter, the statute in question only applied at the time of the shooting to the firearms that were brandished with the intent to intimidate or injure a person. It was amended in May 2022 to a lower standard that only required a gun be discharged. So again, the statute was not in place in the manner that they're using it at the time that the accident occurred. The charge was also dropped against armorer Hannah Gutierrez Reed, who allegedly loaded the weapon and a Colt 45 revolver and handed it to Baldwin for use. She also still faces a charge of involuntary manslaughter. Baldwin was pointing a pistol at Hutchins when the gun went off, killing Hutchins and wounding director Joel Souza during rehearsal at a ranch on the outskirts of Santa Fe. The actor, also a producer of Rust, said he was told the prop gun was safe and sued people involved in handing and supplying the loading gun, including Gutierrez Reed. And now they're co-defendants. Gutierrez Reed has said she did not put a live round in the gun that killed Hutchins and believes she was the victim of sabotage, according to her attorney. Interesting position. A report by Santa Fe County Sheriff Adam Mendoza described neglect on the film set, but left decision about potential criminal charges up to prosecutors. Investigators found 500 rounds of ammunition on the film set in Santa Fe, including blanks, dummy rounds, and live rounds. That is so ridiculous. And I think me in this case, I'm not that good with this case just because I don't know how guns are usually handled on set. Like, it does not make sense to me that there are live rounds on the set, but apparently that is something that is kind of common when doing movies like this, which I think is ridiculous. But like I said, I'm not too familiar in how, guns work on movie sets. So it's really hard for me to wrap my head around this situation. The New Mexico's Office of Medical Investigators determined the shooting was an accident following the completion of an autopsy and a review of law enforcement reports. Rust movie production was fined $137,000 by New Mexico's Occupational Health and Safety Bureau. But the production company is appealing. They don't even want to pay the $137,000. Hutchins' family has settled a lawsuit against producers under an agreement that includes restarting production this year with Matthew Hutchins, Helena's widow, as the executive producer. Why? Why does he want to? Why? Oh my gosh. I'm wondering if it's some type of, I don't know what the settlement is. I did not know about this. I wonder what the settlement is, if they release details on this. But why would you want to work on the set where your wife was murdered? Yeah. I don't know about that. It must be a payout there. But are people going to watch that movie now? I don't know. A related documentary, let me go back to it. A related documentary will also detail the completion of the film and the life of Helena Hutchins. That just stressed me out. Oh, that's it. That was it. I didn't realize it was over. Okay, let's see. Let's see what the chat is saying. What do you guys think about that? I don't know. I don't think it's a good idea. One, to finish the film, and for her husband to be the producer, executive producer. I don't know. I don't know about that. Let's see. Going up into the chat. All right. We have Asher Mama saying all charges were dropped. Nope, not all charges, just the one that carried 5 years. Dov Omega says, I thought you said we were getting serious and then you mentioned Alec Baldwin. Well, the case is serious. Maybe Alec Baldwin's not too serious, but the case, losing someone is serious. Deacon Fado says to Tanya D, that is what it means. Leave me alone. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Lynn says, Bree, we're still in February. It was the end of January. Yes, but okay, end of January. So that's still about 3 weeks because this is the 21st of February. And this was made yesterday. So only 3 weeks, right? I thought it was more towards the beginning of February. Maybe it was the end of January. Deacon Fiddle says, I did not hear about the charges being dropped. I believe it happened yesterday because it said on Monday, and this article was released on, so I think last Monday is when they dropped them. I mean, this past Monday is when they dropped them. Deacon Fatal says, to me, how much can you bet they will still release the film? Oh, we just read about it. They're going to release this film. Like, they're going to restart production. That's part of their settlement agreement. And her widow is going to be helping produce the film, which I think is ridiculous. But it's probably some type of payout. Instead of them paying, maybe they're like, oh, we don't have the money to pay. I'm making this up. This is speculation. Oh, we don't have the money to pay you. But if we produce the film, then we'll have the money to pay you, and we'll also do a documentary on Helena. So do you want to be the producer? Oh, how gross is that? How gross is that? Tanya D says, I think I heard they are supposed to be releasing the film. Yep. That's what we just talked about. Moonlight Perfection says, oh, they will definitely still release the film. This is what happens when I let the chat goes and then I go back too far. Asher Mama says, don't they plan on finishing the film? Yep. Let's see. They are continuing the film, and the hubby is working on it. Yep, I definitely missed that chat. Dav Omega says that will be interesting if they actually decide to complete and distribute this film. I'm just kind of like, are people going to watch it? Are they going to watch it just because all of this stuff happened? Oh my gosh. Marianne says, pretty sure they made Hutchins' husband a producer. Yep, an executive producer on it. I hate to say it, but sounds like money to me. Asher's mama says the whole set seems like it was dangerous. It did. From what I'm hearing, it did. It did. And it's tragic. This Howard says Runkle did some video on Baldwin case and how guns are handled on set. Yeah, I think Runkle knows a little bit more about it, and I know he has covered it before. Tanya D says, I always thought they used fake guns on sets. Me too. That kind of makes sense to me. I thought it was all about special effects, not using real guns. Thought that was ridiculous. Daz Omega says guns are on any set anywhere are highly regulated, especially by people who firmly believe in the Second Amendment, which is what they were supposed to be doing, right? The armorers were supposed to be monitoring it. This lady Gutierrez is saying she was set up. Like, what? Set up for what? Like, oh my gosh. Dalsby says proper etiquette. They were not using the proper. How come they had are the rounds like, are the blank rounds mixed with the live rounds, mixed with the whatever the other rounds they said they had was? I don't know. Cheryl C says the whole deal is ick. I agree with you. Asher Mama says they are doing a documentary too. That's so messed up. And that's what I feel like. It's almost like, oh, well, we don't have money. So if you let us finish the film, then we'll have money and we'll be able to pay you. If we release this thing, a lot of people are going to watch it because of everything that's surrounded it. This is all speculation. Everything that's surrounding it. And guess what? We'll also do a documentary for her about her life. Okay? Does that sound good to you? And husband's like, yeah, that sounds good to me. Ugh, I don't like it. Feels nasty. Connie Cat says, I don't want to watch it now. I feel like I would not want to watch it either. I probably wasn't going to watch it before this happened because I didn't even know about it. But yeah, this will make me not want to watch it even more. Mary Smith says, keep in mind when it says family, I think they mean just her immediate fam for the settlement. Her extended family is suing also. Yes. So just this one settled. Not all of the cases have settled yet. Tony D says, for the love of money. That is what it is feeling like to me. Moonlight Perfection says the husband may want to continue her last work in honor, so to speak. That makes sense. That makes sense. I don't know if I would do it. You know, that makes sense. That's a good perspective on it for sure. Deacon Fatal, thank you so much for the $20 super chat. We definitely appreciate it. Saying, okay, this is going to lead into Murdaugh case. You always check and clear your gun. Yes. Never point at anything you don't intend to die. Yes. I think Runkle said that today about the prosecutor pointing the gun. I'm not the prosecutor, the defense pointing the gun at the prosecutor. Like, I know the prosecution is annoying, but you don't point a gun at them. Not a good idea. Just my opinion. I'm calling foul, and as someone that works with film, absolutely not. Yeah, and so I think a lot of evidence will have to come out about if they were negligent, if that's how they're normally supposed to handle the gun on the set, which it sounds like they might be able to prove that. I don't know though. I don't know because I'm not all the way familiar with that. Runkle would be a better person to listen to on gun safety than I would, than listening to me. Okay. But thank you again for the super chat. Definitely appreciate it. Cheryl C says, I'll never see that film, honestly. I probably wouldn't have even known about it if this case didn't happen. Lynn says, Hollywood released the movie Twilight Zone 1983, which killed 2 children and the actor Vic Morrow, all due to John Landis' carelessness. I did not know about that. Might need to look into that. Deacon Fatal says, I'm not watching that poo. I'm just like, are they really going to make money off of this? I feel like I would boycott it. Moonlight Perfection says, we will never know how the film would have done, but now some people will want to watch it more while others will refuse to watch it. I can see that happening. That's why I'm like, they think if they push it forward, people will probably just want to watch it just because of what happened. And then there's going to be other people that are like, no, I'm not watching that. They should not have moved forward with it. Or if it's for the widow to be the executive producer and make money off of it, should we watch it to help him? Like, it gets too messy. And maybe that's the angle that they're going for. Oh, the widow is the producer. You guys should watch it to support him so that he can be paid. No, Alec Baldwin, how about you take the money out your pocket and pay him yourself for shooting his wife? How about that? Okay? I don't know. Chelsea says he was charged on January 31st. Yeah, so it's been about 3 weeks. It's the 21st today. They're already dropping charges. Let's see. Deacon Fatal says, watch me not watch it. Deacon Fiddle says it's really gross. It is gross. It's a gross situation. The way they're trying to set it up, like as we talk about it more, I feel like it's trying to be a setup. When it's like, no, Alec, take that money that you've been making all your life and pay this man and their family. Connie Cat says, you are right. Alec doesn't pay the settlement. The movie pays or bombs sad risk. Yes, by agreeing to be in the executive producer. How did they convince this man of this? I understand wanting to continue the work, but if it's a part of the actual settlement, like if he's telling you, or if his lawyers are telling you you're going to make $5 million off of this movie, why doesn't he just pay you the $5 million? I don't think that's, and I'm just speculating. I don't know if that's the truth behind it, but it sounds like it to me. Where we at? Deacon Fatal says, I don't like snuff films at all. Mary Smith says, I get watching to preserve whatever work she put into it, but also I can't. Yeah, I agree with you there. Tiny D says, at this point, there's enough tech and CGI available to use fake guns and add the effects. That's what I thought they were doing, like in, those old movies with bad effects. Like, I thought that's what they were doing. Were they not doing it then either? Alicia G says, I would never watch that movie. Deacon Fatal says, this reeks of a snuff film. Raul P says, catching up on 1.5 times. 50 Cent Venus made an appearance on an episode of Power back in the day. Just saying, did it? I watched Power. I don't remember that. That's totally off topic because Raul is watching on Behind. I don't remember that. Devs Omega says all the hype will recoup losses. That's what I feel like they're going for. Moonlight Perfection says there are still limits on CGI, and people who know guns can often easily tell the difference between fake and real guns. But aren't we watching a movie? Do we care if it's fake or real sounds? I don't. Well, that's probably because I don't know guns, but I would prefer for it to be a fake sound for people to stay safe. So I definitely get that. I feel like they need to do something. And even if they weren't, fake guns, I at least thought the rounds were fake and it just made like a pop sound and a flash. But I don't know how guns work. I'm not a gun person, so I wouldn't know. Lynn says there should never be live rounds on a set. I feel like that it shouldn't, but apparently that's a thing. Deacon Fatal with another super chat saying, I have been an armorer in the military. This was FUBAR to me. I don't know what FUBAR means, but it doesn't sound right to me either. So I'm going to say I agree, but I don't know what FUBAR means. But thank you for the super chat. Mary Smith says, I agree with Deacon. Lynn says, live rounds are not needed for movies. They use blanks or dummy rounds. That's what I would think. Deacon Fiddle says, I'm not watching this mess. I think a lot of people are right there with you, BRB. Yep, totally FUBAR. I don't know what FUBAR means. I'm sure you guys will tell me in a second. Deacon Fiddle says, yep, because you don't know if it's loaded or not, which apparently Gutierrez is saying she was set up. She didn't know it was loaded, right? Mary Smith says, pointed the gun at the prosecution and cracking jokes in the middle of a double homicide trial. I was shocked today. I was shocked that people laughed. That's what I was shocked about. I wouldn't put it past these lawyers because they've been, showing their tails out there. But I was surprised that the audience laughed. Deacon Vado says, oh, wow, I didn't know about that at all. Are we talking to? Yeah. That happened in court today. I don't know if I'm going to say your name right. We got Street Trot. Andrew says, I was a part of the settlement with him. Oh, it was a part of the settlement with him. For him to be the producer on the case, on the movie. Yes. Deacon Fatal says, I just write music for films and I'm still like WTF. And I think it's going to keep doing that as long as this case, I feel like more stuff is going to continue to come out and we're going to still be like WTF even weeks from now. Deacon Fatal says, I don't, but I know guns. Makes sense. Mary Smith says, if I have to deal with fake guns for someone to not die, I'll be all right when I go to the movies. Yeah. I think a lot of people would agree with that. Deacon Fatal says, effed up Beyonce is, are we talking about effed up beyond, F her beyond repair. Okay. I thought that said Beyonce. But it's just a typo. Effed up beyond repair. Okay. Got it. Beyond all reason. Okay. Let's see. You guys are all saying something different. Daniel says effed up beyond all recognition. Everybody's saying something different. All reason, all repair. Which one is it? Street Shot Andrew says, is your name pronounced Street Rap? Oh, is that what it is? If so, that's too funny. I like it. Effed up beyond all recognition. A military term. Okay. All right. Okay. I think recognition is winning. Everybody was saying different stuff. Street rat Andrew says, yes, that's how you say it. Street rat. I was saying it wrong. Mary Smith says, dang, I feel like I'm learning all these diff ways because I learned FUBAR different. I'm laughing my A off. Yeah, exactly. That's what I was like, everyone's saying something different. But I learned something new today for sure. Deacon Fatal says, chat knows their stuff. Yes, they do. It's the same thing in the end. You're right. Danielle with the laughing faces, member of the channel. Welcome in the chat. Adab Omega says, there are no fake guns. There are only dummy rounds. See, I did not know that. I thought they were fake guns. I thought there was fake everything. But apparently that is not the case when it comes to guns on movie sets. All right. So I actually forgot that I had an update on Meghan Markle the Stallion, whatever we want to call her now. Maybe I'll save that for Thursday. It's short, but I want to kind of talk about it a little bit more. So maybe we'll save that one. That was the end of Baldwin. Okay. So we'll save Markle for a different time. As far as Murdaugh go, I already mentioned at the beginning of the stream, I have not been keeping up with it. Like when you guys do not see me on Twitter and you don't see me on YouTube, I am not looking at anything on Twitter or YouTube. No tweets, no status updates, no videos. I'm not watching anything. So let me know what you guys are thinking about the Murdaugh trial. I did watch Buster the Son. Let's be clear. I literally thought one of the dogs' name were Buster, but I guess it's not. It's the son. I watched his testimony today, or I didn't watch it. I listened to it. And it seemed like it was pretty good for the defense. I don't know what has been going on since last week. So let me know what you guys are thinking in the chat. We're going to talk about Buster's testimony. To be honest, to me, it sounded a bit coached, which I guess they're trying to clarify, tie up some loose ends about like what the family normally did. He did not know his dad's birthday. I forgot who made, I think who made a tweet. I think Lawyer made a tweet about it earlier. It was like, it's weird that they tried to paint them as a close-knit family, but he didn't even know his dad's birthday. I think that's odd too. I think it was Lawyer who made that comment. That's the dog name. Bubba is the dog name. The son's name is Buster. I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like the name. Okay, let's just put it out there. Guys, if you haven't already, go ahead and hit the like button. Help us out in the algorithm. And if you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. We're on a road to 50K this year. Hopefully we get there. I feel like it's a stretch, but let's speak it into existence. But yes, his testimony to me sound a bit tailored, coached, whatever. Of course, it's going to be seen as biased. He's a son. Is he protecting his dad because his family his brother and his mom is no longer there, or is he really telling the truth? I don't know. What did you guys think about it? Let's see. It felt a little coached to me. I'm going to check out what's going on in the chat while you guys drop your opinions so far. Okay, let's see. Where are we at? Danielle says, I always miss your live. So glad I caught the end. Well, welcome. We're happy to have you here live. I hope it is as entertaining as the replay. Tiny D says, yes, save it for Thursday when Alpha is here. Okay, we'll save Meghan the Markle style. Look, I'm messing her name all the way up, but Meghan Markle will save her for Thursday. I think more things may come out before Thursday too. Dove Omega said, when are we getting serious? That was serious. Was that not a serious case? Am I tripping? Is Alec Baldwin murder, manslaughter? I guess we're calling it manslaughter. Is that not serious? I don't know. And then Alec Murdaugh, another murder case. I'm gonna call it serious. The trial is a joke, but it's a serious situation. Danielle says, chat, what time Thursday? We come at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We're pushing more towards 6:30 because I realize I need time to eat when I get home. So we are leaning more towards 6:30. I'm sorry for the people on the East Coast and that are even later in the night past the East Coast, but I do need time to eat after I get out of work. So we are leaning at 6:30 Pacific Standard Time. Asher Mama says the trial is a mess. The trial is a whole S show, like Street Rat Andrew said. Oh, I get it. Because it's like an Aladdin picture. I get it. All right, got it. Lynn says Bubba is a dog, Buster is a son, but I agree, sounds like a dog's name. Yes. I don't like it. Deacon Fiddle says, I think this is a small town that owes someone something. As far as the trial goes, possibilities. These are possibilities. Danielle says, yes, Buster sounded coach, in my opinion. It sounded very tailored, very coach. Also, in my opinion, Danielle. Connie Cat says, Buster sounded like he was tying up all the ends. Very odd. Yes, we call each other all day, every day. There was nothing suspicious going on. I butt dialed. He butt dialed. It's normal. It takes this long to wash the, which, I mean, if he is coached, would you really be surprised? It's his dad. He doesn't have any other living people, and these are my speculations, but if Alec Murdaugh killed the other son, what makes you think he wouldn't kill this son? Like, let's be honest. If he did these things and also hired someone to kill himself, wouldn't you want to be on his side too? I would be on his side. That's not, I'm sorry, I can't think of the case like that. But if he is coached and he's covering for his dad, I can see why, because I don't want to be on Murdaugh's bad side either, because he allegedly likes to kill. Dav Omega says, Buster, the body crab, Cheat, and Chong. I don't know what you're referring to them. Mary Smith says, I don't get why they got Buster on there and elicited contradictory testimony after two different caretakers testified already. He said dad went and visited grandma at night often. But if we're talking about the caretaker and the housekeeper, one of the caretaker, her testimony, the black lady Shelly, or is her name Shelly? I think her name was Shelly. Michelle, yeah. Her testimony was kind of contradictory, but I believe that it was contradictory in itself because of the way that the prosecution was asking questions. Because at one point she said that he didn't go there often, and then at another point she said that he did go there often, and then she switched back that he did not go there often. So I think her testimony was confusing and it needed to be cleared up by other people. The housekeeper, I don't really remember her testimony regarding if he went there often at night or not. I just can't remember it. And then the son saying that he went there at night and sometimes mom went with him and sometimes he didn't, but not often. But that Buster would go with him often. Like, why didn't he take Buster that day? It was just a lot. It was just a lot. Street Rat Andrew says Buster is his nickname. I know, but I still don't like it. Deacon Fatal says now that gets back to the part of the defense lawyer pointing at the defense, pointing at the prosecution. Is that what you mean? Tanya D says to Danielle, it's usually around 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 8 p.m. Central, and 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yes, thank you for the breakdown, Tanya. Always helping us out. Mary Smith says Buster does sound like a dog's name and Bubba sounds like someone's brother. Bubba is like, that is a person's nickname to me. Like, but Buster sounds like a dog's name. They switched the names around. Asher Mama says the gun overshadowed everything for me today. I missed it. I missed the context of it. I only saw everyone talking about it. Street Rat Andrew says it was all a nothing burger. This trial and Buster's testimony? Yeah. Lynn says, I don't know my dad's birthday, but then I don't like him either. Exactly. I know my dad's birthday. I know my mom's birthday. It's kind of like they have less people in their family as far as like the immediate family than I do. And I still know my dad's birthday. Like, they try to paint it as a super close-knit family. They always had parties for his birthday. He literally got done saying, we did something for my dad's birthday. Do you know your dad's birthday? And then the defense goes, and if you don't know your dad's birthday, that's okay. Like, how come you guys didn't talk about when his birthday was unless it wasn't his birthday on that day? Like, are they trying to muddy the waters there? That did not make sense to me. Why would the defense say, if you don't know his birthday, that's okay? And you've had 2 years to figure out what your dad's birthday was if you were coming to testify. Like, his birthday is not something like, no, him as his son knowing his birthday is not something that's really going to change the outcome of the trial. So why did he not figure out what his birthday was before getting on the stand talking about, I'm super close with my dad and I call him every day, but I don't know his birthday? What sense does that make? That makes no sense. And then the defense is muddying the water. We got him leading now. And the prosecution knows how to object sometimes to leading questions. Oh, this is a mess. Let me calm down. Don't get your pressure high before bed. That's what Mika says. I love a good burger. Street Rat Andrew says, I knew my parents' months, but not the exact dates. How come you guys don't know your parents' birthdays? Deacon Vito says, I'm going to have to listen to a street lawyer for a bit because this sounds like drugs. What? Cheryl C says, Buster was also in the courtroom for every minute of the trial so far. So he listened to all the testimony that went ahead. Yep. He was coached for sure, but he was still not a very good witness. I don't think he was a good witness. I dismissed most of his testimony, frankly. It sounded coached. I don't think it was good testimony. It did not come off as believable to me. Raul P. Baldwin is a serious case, I think. I think I am covering serious cases. Dov Omega says, Bree, you mentioned Meghan Markle. I thought this was going way downhill. We just covered her defamation case last week or a week and a half ago, I guess now, and there was an update on the case. So no, we're not bringing her into this particular case. Tanya D says, I woke up early, so Buster's testimony put me back to sleep, but definitely coached. It was not good. You would think he would come with more information, but the thing is, he wasn't there. So I guess there wasn't really he could add to the story. Oh, and the part where they said, at the funeral, were you by your dad the whole time? Like, what? Why would he be by his dad the whole time at a funeral as a 24-year-old, man who people are going to be offering condolences to him as well? I don't know. I mean, I guess everyone's different, but I don't think I'll be following my parents around to say that he was not missing. Sending virtual hugs from Street Rat Andrew. Deacon Fatal saying, thank you for taking care of yourself, Boss Attorney Bree. Thank you. Yes, self-care is always needed. Thank you. Mary Smith says, it feels like everything is suspicious. $50K a week drug habit, not possible. Either he's doing something else or he's an idiot and doesn't know how much to pay. I don't think I heard that part of anything from the case today, so I can't comment on that. Tanya D says he gave a few vague answers, but I expected nothing less. Very vague. Very vague. The prosecution tried to rip some things out of him, but I don't think it worked. Asher Mama says, Bree, you're cracking me up. I am not trying to be funny. I'm so serious right now. This stuff just doesn't make sense to me. Lynn says, also, Buster has been in the courtroom every day and has heard all of the witnesses. Yes. But his testimony is the complete opposite of what everyone else said. Like, it's ridiculous. And I do want to watch the rest of the testimony from today because there's something going around that the shooter was 5'2". So it couldn't be Murdaugh. Is that right? Did I read that right? I'm going to have to watch the rest of the testimony. Deacon Vado says, I'm still waiting for a Silent Hill reveal. Raul P says, Buster also had a reason for Alec OnStar GPS. Let's see. GPS showing him go in the back of Alameda House. Apparently, they always park back there. Yeah, that's what Buster said. Cheryl C says, what I took away from Buster's testimony was Alex smiling creepily at him the whole time he testified, as if he knew what he was going to say. I didn't watch it, so I can't comment on that. I only listened to it. So I don't know what his face was because I was working and listening. I felt like it was almost intimidating, not threatening, but be sure to make me proud, son. I would not be surprised. A lot of stuff that happens, I would not be surprised. Danielle saying, thanks, everyone. Thank you for joining the live stream. Or tempting. Oh, yeah, the tempting part of it. I missed the context of that. I'm going to go back and watch that. Tiny D says, yeah, prosecution was all over the place with questions and didn't follow up or tie loose ends. Bad job. And the cross was so short. The cross was like, what, 15 questions, if that? And then at one point he said, I don't have any questions for you. I was like, what? And then he started asking questions. Like, I was so confused. Okay. We have Mary Smith saying it was really awkward having Jim Griffin asking him questions. Buster called him Jim at one point, and he's clearly too close to this family to be their lawyer. Yeah. Danielle says, I thought his birthday was in the video that the defense showed that opened the door for the financial crimes with Chris Wilson. I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. I haven't been watching it probably as much as I should. I missed all of last week. But yeah, I don't know the answer to that, so I can't comment on it. Deacon Vado says, so thank you for the super chat. Again, Deacon Fatal, our rich friend. Okay. Thank you for the super chat saying, so their kids are dogs to them. That is very odd. I remember this started with a boat accident and it has never been brought up again. This is like the worst Clue episode. Oh, they brought up the boating accident during Buster And the prosecution objected to it, says that this has nothing to do with the case. And I'm like, you literally brought it up into the case. Like, what are you talking about? It's a mess. Thank you, Deacon Fatal, for the super chat. I definitely appreciate it. Deacon Fatal said, I said what I said. Right. Amanda Beach Live says, I got 8 siblings and know all of them. My dad tries to know all of them, but with a few of us have the same month, so he sometimes gets the dates mixed up. But that they have 2 sons, and correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think there's any other siblings, and then the mom and the dad. Why does he not know his dad's birthday? And they celebrate it, sounds like, every year. Tanya D says, that's the thing, Street Rat. Andrew didn't even say he knew the month, but not the day. Yeah, but the thing is that the defense led him in saying it's okay if you don't know the month, as if he's trying to muddy the waters already to say, oh, it could have been this day, but we celebrate dad's birthday on the whole weekend or something like that. Deacon Fatal says, as someone who has played a lot of funerals, this entire case is odd. Yeah, and then I looked at the death certificate today and I was like, he was cremated, but then I was like, oh, I mean, I guess that makes sense if they literally, shot him twice with a shotgun in the head. It makes sense for him to be cremated, but it also seems like hiding a little bit of evidence. I don't know. Mr. Howard says, did you see the crochet Bubba dog stuffy? I did not see that. All right, let's see. Deacon Fatal says, I think that's right. So if the shooter is short like me, 5'3", I would be shooting up. Yes, so I did see that earlier. Someone said, but it's not, I don't know. I have to watch the full testimony today. But I did see that and I thought it was weird. Hello Smoky says, yo, y'all still live? Nice. Yes, we are still here. Welcome back. Oh, you're done at 8, so you're here at 8. Welcome in. All right. And we're almost done, so you're a little late, but that's okay. Danielle says, nah, you're good, Bree. Okay, good. Tiny D says, not our rich friend, Deacon Fatal. Yes, it's our rich friend, Deacon Fatal. Deacon Fatal says to Tanya D, that is a lie. No, we see the money. We see the money pockets, and we appreciate them. Oh, Swanky says, hey, y'all, eyes free. What y'all talking about? Well, we talked about Drake and 21 Savage making fake Vogue. We talked about 50 Cent's penal enhancement allegations and the settlement coming from that. And we talked about Alec Baldwin losing or some cases being dropped on his case and now only facing 18 months. And what is he going to get if he gets convicted? Time served. And now we're talking about Murdaugh and the testimony that was Buster and the defense pointing a gun at the prosecution. Like I said, I know the prosecution is annoying, but you don't have to point a gun at them, okay? Lynn says to Deacon Fatal, yeah, they brought up the boat case. Find when Chris Wilson is on the stand. He was the lawyer for the girl who died in the accident. Yes. Hella Swanky says, oh, the murderous Murdaughs. Why are these things like a joke? Like, this is supposed to be our serious case, but they have made this trial into such a joke. We can't even take it serious at this point. Deacon Fatal says, you know what? I'm too broke to worry about this rich family's problem. Yeah, we just get on the internet and gossip about them, and we're going to see the outcome, and then we're probably going to gossip about the outcome. But the money that they have, I don't know. We're just not on that level. So they shouldn't come after us for our gossiping, right? Damo Megan says to Joe, Joe Good Logic is on. Love you, Bree. Love you all. We'll catch you later. Oh, well, goodbye. I didn't know Joe was cooler than me, but that's okay. We love Joe. You guys can check out Joe after me. That's okay. I'm almost done. Tanya D says, real talk, the fact that the defense lawyers are so intertwined in the case, that makes me not trust anything they say. But the defense, what do you mean by that? Because the defense is Alex Murdaugh. So it's not really like a conflict of, I mean, I guess it could be some type of conflict of interest, But if the prosecution was so involved with the family, that would be more of a concern for me to make it feel like a joke. But the defense on being on his side, I think that's a little bit more lenient. And please let me know if that was, a typo, or do you mean that the defense is intertwined with Murdaugh? Because it would be better for the defense to have a lawyer that knows what's going on throughout all of his cases. Okay. Cheryl C says, "Have a good night, everyone. I've got to head out." Well, thank you for joining us. Thank you for participating in the chat, and I hope you have a good night. Deacon Fatal says to Tanya, "Don't ask me to slip the bills yet." All right. Rhino, I don't know. Hello Smoky says, "Penal enhancement, what? Yeah, think I'm glad I missed that one." Yeah, we talked about how we don't want that one to go to trial, but we covered that on this channel like a few months ago. So you might want to skip back and talk and see what it's talking about. See what 50 Cent had to talk about. But he's settling it out, and hopefully the full thing settles out. Or else we're going to be in trial looking at if the magic stick was altered or not. Okay. Deacon Vito says, "This is the Real Housewives of Murdaugh. Murdaugh. Murdaugh's that murder." But like I said, I would not want to be on his dad's bad side either. So I can see why his testimony came off as a little coached. And that's just my opinion. Hello Smoky says, "Nah, the Bree Hive is def cooler. Also, I don't know Joe, so Joe has been on the channel before." Hello, Swanky. Come on now. No. Joe's channel is cool. And I think he's been covering this a little bit more than me. So he probably has a lot more detail than I do. Danielle says, "They are making it a joke. I am shocked at the amount of disrespect to the court." The amount of disrespect to the court and the amount of disrespect to the people that lost their lives. I think, like, as this trial goes on, we kind of get desensitized to what actually occurred here. Like, people died, but the trial is so unprofessional, so not put together, that we forget that we are actually talking about people that have passed away at the hands of whoever did this with guns. So I don't know. It's a tough, and that's why I always say it's a heavy case, because the underlying part of the case is heavy, but the way that the court is putting it on is almost making it like a joke, to where the jury does not even see that it's a serious consequence as to whether Murdaugh gets off if he is really guilty, or if he's put in jail if he's really guilty. So it's a show. It's a, what they like to call a S show, but we don't use the S word around here. Dog Omega says, "I'm still on your voice. I'm still on your voice is a delight, Brie." Oh, well, thank you. Thank you very much. Street Rat Andrew says, "Yep, both sides are too intertwined." And I think that might have been what Tanya meant up top too. Lynn says, "Brie, we have to have some fun with this sad situation, because both prosecution and defense lawyers have been so awful with this case." I can agree with you there. That's all we can do, and lighten it up a little bit. Lynn says, "Bree, the defense lawyers are close friends to Alex Murdaugh, prime old boy network. But if the prosecution is also intertwined, then that makes it 10 times worse." Danielle says, "I remember 50 Cent penal suit. Can't wait to watch the replay." Yes, no, yeah. We have it on the channel already, and then we just briefly touched on it today. We didn't go into all the innuendos today, though. Love Dream and Peach says, "Joe's okay, but you were way cooler for sure." No, let's not say that. Joe's cool too. Deacon Fado says, "The weird part about doing law all the time, on part or any part in life, we do joke." Yeah, we do joke, because we can't make everything too serious. Especially when we're the ones looking from the outside in. And it makes it a little bit easier to digest than if we're making it too serious. Deacon Fatal says, "The judge is really close to going off from what I can see." Wouldn't you be wanting to go off too? They're playing in his face, okay? And that is a black man. They're playing in his face. That's what I feel for him. Tiny D says, "Alex Murdaugh is an admitted liar, and his lawyers are always at the house. I feel like they could probably be a part of the cover-up." Weren't they at the house when the police came to do the investigation? Like, no, that's not good. Danielle says 100%. This is double homicide case. It's wild. Yes. Yes, it is. And I don't think they're going to be able to convict him. I really don't, because I don't think that the prosecutor put on a good enough show. The defense is just using more time to basically, in my opinion, distract the jury, and the jury can't take notes. So do you remember everything that happened 4 weeks ago when this thing started? No, I don't. Deacon Fatal says the judge getting pissed off. Yeah. Hello Smoky says, oh, okay. I still don't know Joe. Sorry. But I believe you. Cool Joe, friend of the Bree Hive. Yeah, Joe is friend of the Bree Hive. He is on Good Logic. That's his channel. Let's see. Judge is done with those fools. Yes. The judge is done over it. Yes. I can only imagine. He might go off, says Deacon Fatal. MB says, I am sorry, I'm late. I have to replay. I have to be replay crew for what I missed. Yes, no problem. We are happy to have you here. We're happy to have you on the replay or live. Live is always more fun, but we are happy to have the replay crew as well. And guys, if you haven't already, make sure to hit the like button. If you're not subscribed, which I know a lot of you in the chat are already subscribed, but just double check. Make sure you didn't get unsubscribed. We are on the road to 50K. Speaking it into existence. Hello Swanky says, prosecution def cool with the murderous Murdaughs. I'm convinced. I would be convinced too. I would be convinced too. Did we ever find out if they took down the picture of the grandpa or whoever in Murdaugh's family was on the walls in the court? Did they take that picture down? Danielle says, I love Judge Newman. I feel bad for him presiding over this good old boy trial. I feel bad for him too. It's a mess. It's a whole mess out there. Lynn says to Deacon Fatal, I think Judge is holding himself in so they can't use it against him if Alex Murdaugh is convicted. Makes sense. Deacon Fatal says, I think he is making a case that there can't be an appeal. Well, they're not reserving on a lot of the issues that they could appeal because they're not even objecting. Okay. Tony D says, I think someone on Emily D. Baker pointed out that the judge had on a Kappa Alpha Psi tie last week. I didn't watch last week, but I wouldn't be surprised. Like, I really wouldn't be surprised. Alice Sogi says, agree. I'm going to look up his credentials now. Where did he come from? Where did he go to school? Alice Sogi says, I agree with you 100%, Bree. Doubt they convict. Nobody is going to remember 4 weeks ago. No notes. Everything is muddy. They are contradicting themselves left and right. There's no objections. They're letting in evidence that shouldn't be let in. I don't think they're going to be able to convict. Deacon Fatal says, I'm not sure how that became Apple for the appeal. I was like, the Apple. MB says, I stay for the live and then start over from the beginning when y'all end the stream. Oh, cool. MB says, the picture is down. It's just a blank space there now. Oh, for the picture of the murder. I was like, what picture? I messed something up on my stream. Oh, good. He shouldn't be up. Yes, the picture is down, says Anne. Deacon Fatal says, wait, they had a picture? Yeah, they had a picture of his grandpa or of Alec Murdaugh's grandpa or his kid's grandpa. I can't remember which one. Hello Swanky says, whoa, the judge is a Kappa. I wouldn't be surprised. I would be happy. Lynn says, granddad picture was removed from the courtroom as it should have been. Let's see. Amanda Beach Life says, yes, they took down the grandfather's picture. That is good. Hello Swanky says, right, they are in the South. Would not surprise me if Judge is D9. I'm gonna look it up after we get off of here. Deacon Fatal says, where do you come from, cotton-eyed droid mess? I don't know what you mean by that. Becca has thoughts. Says, yes, there's a blank space on the wall where it was. Not sure which is more striking, the blank space where a picture should be or having the picture there. Like they should have just replaced it with a different picture, right? Because they're like, oh, I wonder what was there. Oh, that's where his grandpa used to. This court is a joke. It's a joke. It's a joke. They should put a picture of the judge right there. Danielle said Judge Newman is great. I really appreciated his sentencing remarks in the trial against Nathaniel Rawlin. Judge always makes a clear record, in my opinion. That is good. I'm hoping that it's going to play in his benefit if any appeals come forward. Asher Mama says the judge had to object today because prosecution never. The judge. I gotta watch the whole day. Hella Swanky says, what's the judge's full name? Anyone know offhand? I do not know offhand, which is probably bad, but I don't know. His name is Clifton Newman, says Danielle. We're gonna go with that, and if not, I'm gonna look it up online and see what it is. Okay, guys, that is all we had for today. Kind of a long, not that long of a stream, I guess. It's less than 2 hours still. So yes, if you guys have not already, make sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We're building the channel to 50K subscribers, hopefully this year. Thank you for everyone that joined live. Thank you for all the super chats and the gifted memberships from Deacon Fatal. I definitely appreciate it. We will be back here on Thursday with our new employee, Alpha. He'll be joining us. He'll be joining us on Thursday, hopefully, if he doesn't have some homework. And I will see you guys on Thursday. Have a great rest of the week. Let me know if anything pops up that you guys want to cover on the channel. Otherwise, we're going to be talking a little bit about Meghan Markle and whatever else I can find. We will potentially talk about Murdaugh again, but I'm trying to limit him in talking about his case to about once a week. But we'll see what else pops up. And I will catch you on the next live stream.